Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel, Deb Chanel's for this world, where we're going to be talking about, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta that aired on this past Sunday. The episode name was CHATEAU. She did that. Okay, season 9, episode 20. Okay, let's just go into the first scene that I just could not believe. And to me, that was the whole part of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode was between Block, Kandi, and Riley, and at her favorite sushi restaurant, meaning Riley's favorite sushi restaurant. I just not couldn't believe Block don't never want to be on time for nothing because it seemed like he was supposed to be there at a certain time and he didn't come at the time he was supposed to be coming. He was running late or whatnot, so that showed he's not a punctual type of guy. Or he just feels that everybody runs around his circle. I'm like, really, Block? That ain't how we do things. But I was just really looking at Kandi and Riley and Block. And if she wasn't the side chick at the time, meaning Kandi, and getting pregnant, which I feel there's a lot of contraceptives out there to prevent all of that. So I don't know if it was a mean thing that she was trying to do to get Block's baby on the down low, you know what I'm saying? Even though she kind of may have known that he was taken or he did have other kids or whatnot, or, it could go both ways because men lie and tell women certain things when they trying to get their panties. And certain women don't give a shit. They think they can take another woman's man, or at least they, excuse me, in their mind, they're thinking they are. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's get right on into it. If what I was basically trying to say was, if he didn't have another family, they really did look nice as a family unit. Block looked like he would kick anybody's behind if they would come and touch what is his or what he deemed is his. He just had that real, I won't say thug mentality, but he just had that, like, you ain't gonna mess with mine. If you want to mess with either one of these women, you're gonna have to come through me. It's gonna be hell trying to get to him, okay? But he just gave me that sense of security, like a big, strong black man, handling his business. So I can kind of see why Kandi kind of really wanted to latch on to him. And then it seemed like he know a little trick or two in the bedroom that could be kind of like throwing me up against the wall, not hurting me, but you're in that little maze of things when you're kind of horny and erotic, you're drunk, and you just taking hold of everything. And you just want to feel the thrust, the thrust, the thrust. And it seems like he can thrust you all night long and then some. You know what I'm saying? But it all be in good love making. But I was like, I don't know what wrong with Riley. I wish Kandi keep Riley off the tube, off reality TV, off anybody's screen. Put that girl in school, keep her in as many curriculum we call it, activities, after school, before school, whatever you feel she needs. But she does not need to be on TV where she's definitely being getting scrutinized and just looking like a plain fool, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because at 14, I'm like, you do have somewhat of a speech pattern because when she tells her mother what she wants Kandi to know, she is very affluent with what she wants to say. And to the matter of fact, when it's like, okay, you got to go meet your dad, all this whining start coming. And you're like, oh, You could tell me what you want when as far as shoes, hair, makeup, restaurant, where you want to go venture out to for vacationing purposes, or this new iPod, or what. You give me detail, and you can say what you want to say on any other occasion. And then when you're sitting there saying what your daddy didn't do for you, how you feel he should have been there for you, that you are very well outspoken there. But when you put at a restaurant and you're asked certain things that your father's asking you, I'll say dad. Because he don't earn it. He hasn't earned that father respect, I guess you should say. But I'm biblical a lot, so my father's in heaven. My dad was my biological uh, earthly parent. Okay, but anyway, my spirit belongs to the Lord. Okay, my Father in heaven. All right, so we just have to. That's my sidebar. I always have one or two that comes in the picture somewhere when I'm giving my commentary on a particular review or show I'm reviewing. But I mean, and then she go on and make this little song called "Better Late Than Never." And she dissing her dad in that whole song. I'm like, you could say all of this stuff, but then when the man is up in your face, and I'd be scared too, because Block is a pretty big ass man, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would find and choose my words carefully when I'm speaking to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he is her father. Or I'll just say dad. And he hadn't been in her life from what I'm gathering, if we could trust Kandi, that he hasn't been there for her, not from when she was a little girl, when she was, pre-K, when she was in elementary. Now she's coming into a little young woman or a little young adult. She's very selective when she wants to say things when she's in the presence of a guy, an older guy at that, by him being her father. And then she's sitting up here acting like a baby, like she's 5, 6 years old, like we in preschool. And you just getting dropped off for your first day of school, and you don't have any friends, so you just gonna be all shy and like you got no business about yourself. So that was real. I was very disappointed at Rod. I'm like, if you can go in a damn studio and drop some beats on your dad and tell him what you feel, then goddamn it, tell him what you feel in a very respectful way. You know, uh, when he's in your face and you have your mother's support there in case he gets sidelined and want to say some shit that ain't true, then your mom can jump in and say, no, we ain't finna do this to baby girl, our baby girl, okay? Then your mom can check him here and there. But you should have had this opportunity to say, Dad, look, what are we going to do with each other? Are you going to be in my life? Or am I going to be able to visit my sisters and brothers that I do have? Because we're both, have the same father, can I have a relationship with them? Let us decide how we're going to do these things, and some of that nature. But, it's like Brock was saying, can I have some alone time with you? Maybe can your mother disappear for a while? And just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And Candace's like, okay, yeah, that is a good idea. I'm like, hell, you should have been basically in the cut somewhere, Kandi. Okay? Once he arrived, you should have been like, okay, bye-bye. I'm being in the cut. I'm going to watch everything. Got my speaker ears on. You know what I'm saying? He come to you. I'm there for you. I just hit him from the back. You hit him from the front. We'll lay his ass out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. That's what I would have done. I would let them have their moment, kissed her on the forehead, said, baby girl, I got you. I'm in the back now. I'm gonna enjoy my little Georgia egg roll. You get some commissary in here. He gonna be coming on our show, making bread out for us as a storyline. Then tell him what you want, tell so you can be documented because we got to go back to court. Be like, you said this on our show, this, that, and the third. I need this, that, and the third for my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it should have been played out. Candace should have fallen all the way back, been in the restaurant in the cut where she had a good little piece, and just let her father and her, or her dad and her, have a conversation, even if it wasn't but for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But it would just stress. And she could have been like a role model to other kids that fathers and or mothers are not in their lives, and they can look at her to have as a mentor in a sense that, hey, she told her dad or she told her mama, what she felt, and she did it on the show, and it came out real good. It came across real good. Her dialogue she was having with her dad and how he needs to be in her life. If he's not going to be in her life, don't be making a storyline on her mama. Don't solidify herself in this reality show business. Don't try to get his game on her because he wants to be back in our lives or my life, but you really just want the fame and fortune when it comes to this reality show and get put on. Because we don't even have to have these little scenes on camera all the time. We need to have some out the camera scenes that we can start forging a real daughter and a father relationship. That's what she should have told. Talk to him like she got some sense, because probably threw him for a loop. But anyway, I was very respectful that he wanted some time with Riley off camera, I'm hoping, as well as to find her and she find him in a sense. Would they have a relationship if it's going to be, you know? I don't see anything wrong with her being dropped off. Cause she is 14. She know how to. She got a phone. She could say, "Mom, come get me. This man crazy." You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not having a good time, Dad. Take me home. If you don't want to take it home, let me call my mom. I got my phone. I got battery life on this shit. Okay, and then bounce. Oh hell, I'm sure she get a ride allowance. She catch your Uber. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But the best thing probably would be to be dropped off, or if she not really feeling her dad picking her up, then her mom or Todd can just drop her off. Say, "Hey, dude, I'm picking her back up at this set time. I need her back by here. Exchange driver's license, car tags, any other information that you need on Mr. Block. But I need my baby back at this said time, or we need some phone calls happening to telling me why she's not gonna be here." Treat her as such as she wants to be seen. As an adult or young adult, treat her as such. But I just enjoyed that scene. I was like, well, my whole thing is, if me giving somebody's advice is to keep your daughter off TV because she's not ready. She's not ready for the backlash. She's not ready for the scrutiny. She's just not ready. Her maturity level is not there for all facets of the game to be on a show. And that just comes with experience and living life, and she getting out there on her own. I don't know, maybe she need to be in more public speaking events, or just let her grow into her own self instead of just pushing her to do this, that, and the third. And if she don't want to have a relationship with her dad, and not at this time, then just let that be. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to. She has the Lord in her life. I'm hoping she has a wonderful unit with Mama Joyce. It seems like she helps you a lot uh, with raising her and stuff. And she seems to be very well rounded to a certain degree. But I can't say anybody will be used to um being under the camera all the time, because by her just filming here and there, I give her nothing but accolades, because I don't know if I was Riley age at 14, I would be able to be a part of a show such as this, where you're putting yourself out there and everybody's looking at you through a microscopic lens of your life, and they're making all their assumptions and speculations and perspectives of this, that, and the third on you, like they have the dictionary built on you. How you supposed to act, how you supposed to think, how you supposed to conduct yourself. I don't think any child is ready for that, or will entirely be ready to be set up to be viewed, like a caged animal in a sense, to be having a reality show. And people think they know you when the only thing they know is what you show them on TV, pretty much. So, and some of that could be true, and some of it could just be a storyline, or act you're, playing out, or scene you're playing out. But I just don't think kids are ready until they're possibly 17, 18, and they have to have a lot more maturity about themselves to come across, as I guess likable on screen, because you get backlash either way. But to be able to handle yourself in a situation where it doesn't come off as you're immature or you're childlike, because you still are a child. But I was like, no, Riley needs block in her life to a certain degree when it comes to her knowing how a man is supposed to be kind of direct and kind of strong and being there for you. Block did admit that he dropped the ball a hell of a lot. He owned up to his part. Even though he kept saying, you've been brainwashed. And then he gonna try to look at Kandi like she crazy. I'm like, we ain't got time to check this food. We ain't got time to check this food. This is all about you and Riley having a dialogue, some conversation, because it ain't about you. It'll take a century for you and Kandi to get y'all shit together. Because to me, it seemed like Kandi still like you. I'm just saying, Todd. I don't know. Block straighten up, and he wanted to jump fences and come Kandi way. I think Kandi leave you behind. I think she would, Todd. So I think you need to buck up in that little protective type mode of security, because it seems like Kandi just running your ass and you just there for the dollar. So that's all I got to say, because Riley don't even respect her. Oh my lord, that Riley, she's something else, boy. But I like my Riley. Riley do have her times where she shine, but I just need her to be off TV. I really do. I don't need to be her to be making no more diss records for her father, mother, anybody. No more diss records. She just need to go to school, maintain, get in a good college, and she wants to be a businesswoman. She can definitely follow her mother's footsteps on what to do and what not to do, and continue to build that empire that her mother's trying so desperately to do, other than trying to take care of a man. Because I'm telling you, I don't know about this talk thing and this, because he think the old lady gang is his, and I thought it was basically a situation where it was both of their company, and they're like a team on this. But it seemed like Todd is being very territorial when it comes to the old lady gang, motif, entrepreneur, restaurant business. I'm like, man, you're gonna be fighting with Kandi, Bertha, Nora, and Mama Joyce, and then Riley. She getting older and stronger. Whoo, Lord, Todd, I don't know, honey. You did better just open up you a damn liquor bar or something, or I don't know, because you're going to fight with them women. They're going to tear your ass down. You ain't going to have shit. So you need to get into some more investments that cater more to men so you can handle that, because the old lady gang, that's Candace's thing, lock, stock, and barrel with her aunts and mother. But you acting like it's your thing, and I can just see now. Y'all fighting about that in court if y'all marriage goes south or whatever. And that's just a hot mess. Anyway, let me see. I think that's all I had for getting on block Kandi and Riley. And again, I stress, Kandi, get your daughter off TV. Get her off TV until she feels that she is more mature and able to handle people coming for her, and all the stuff they're going to be saying, because that's mental. That's mental, especially with someone as young as her. We don't need her to be out like that. And you started the shit, Candy. Bad parenting, 101. Bad parenting. So I need you to straighten that shit up real quick, fast, and a hurry. If you want to throw your mama like that and your aunt's fine. But the kids, off screen, off screen, off screen. Okay, let me see. Oh, let's see. Okay, then we go to. Let's just go on and get rid of Sheree and her little fraudulently set up housewarming party to do at the Chateau Sheree. I don't know, but was it me? Did y'all catch some of those fixtures, or I should say props, in Sheree's house? For one, that bedroom. I'm like, wait a minute, where's your dresser? Where's all this other stuff? When you walk in somebody's house, it's, decked to the nines. This seemed like some pop-up made bed that they showcase only for show. They may have had just like a thick mattress over it, but that bed wasn't long enough to put nobody in. Even a 5'2" person as myself, my feet would have been coming out the bed rail. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? They really think we believe this shit? That look like how you have, or just like when they're filming for the reunions, they have certain things that are there as, real fixtures that you can touch, and this is what a sofa looks like, feels like. But the stuff that's around you is just like prop stuff. Like they got an empty room filled in all these different little pieces of what a house is supposed to look like, and then put you in it, but you can't, lean too far back because it's a prop. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like through most of her house, especially when it came to the bedroom. I was like, now who gonna lay on that short ass bed but a small person? You know what I'm saying? Or a toddler. Because can't no real person get up there 5 foot and up in that little ass bed. That was just a prop, y'all. If you look at some of her back wall stuff, that looked like props and shit. I like, this is just too much. Who is Sheree think she fooling? But anyway, she goes around and says that, before all the furniture get there and all the decorative stuff is going on, and people are taking their places for the night show, the affair. She comes in and she has these grand ideas of how she wants her housewarming party to be. It has to be over the top because she does nothing, what do you call it, under normal standards, or what she's calling herself. And then she has her planners there, her chef, her pastry chef, the event planner is supposed to do all the decor for her and all this stuff, and her alcohol guy, I guess. And she's making three signature drinks. One of them are called Chateau Sheree, of course, for her house. and the other one is Neverland because Nene on one of the past episodes was telling her she ain't got no Chateau Sheree. She ain't got nothing. In other words, whenever she sees something, she'll say something different. But until she sees something, it's gonna be Neverland. And we're not talking about Michael Jackson's estate that he had in California. Okay, she like it'll never be but a bunch of land. And that's it. And this ain't gonna be propped up on that shit. But anyway, that was two signature drinks, and then the one Chateau she can't pay. That was something Kenya had said in her past commentary about will Sheree ever get her house built and it be livable for her to be in there. So that was a hot mess too. And then she goes in and she's looking around the house. She's asking about certain pieces of furniture. Oh, that big ass house. How can you even remember what you bought unless it was just some pieces you knew you loved and you just saw it in this room or that room and you knew where it was supposed to go because it was all stuck in your mind. But other than that, hell, you need a planogram to go through that big ass house and an inventory list to show what pieces of furniture you got because it's too damn big. For who to live in? Just yourself? I mean, seriously, come on, Sheree. I can see if you had 4 or 5 kids running around there, they were still in middle school, high school, or whatnot. And, it was just livable because you had those many folks in your household that you were trying to have shelter for. But I'm like, girl, please get out of here with this fictitious mess you're talking. Then she goes in because she finds out she don't have a refrigerator, she don't have a stove, she don't have a freezer, she don't have a dishwasher. I'm like, really, Sheree? Really, girl? Really? That shows this is just a pop-up house. One of them places you just find something you were trying to bring an idea to mimic something you may have already have going on. But you just want to see how it does real well. So, they call them pop-up shops, mostly to shop and or you might have some eatery you're trying to expose people to or whatnot. So they'll come and patronize your other or patron your one that you do have going. Um and people do have those pop up from fashion, meaning clothes, accessories, eatery joints, and we're gonna say Sheree now because I don't think she's in her house living, the dream or whatever, or what she was trying to give us that night. She had a house for me. Oh, honey. Oh, you see, I'm kind of bored on this particular subject I'm talking about, which is Sheree and the Chateau. That is not really okay, because she owes too many people. They after her behind. The too many lawsuits of her. She ain't paying her contractors that got her this far in her house prior to it actually being the show being over. She got fined for even having a housewarming party, as well as Kenya. I ain't gonna leave her out. She got fined too for having stuff in her in their houses, but they didn't have the proper permits to even have something like that because it would have been like a hazard because it hadn't gotten cleared that the house was for occupancy, meaning you can go in and live like, normal. It's been, signed off by the powers that be that this home is safe and nothing can come from it. But just live in it. She didn't get those permits, nor did Kenya. And, I guess Barbara paid the fines for them or whatnot, or they were going to pay it to them on the back end. And maybe they didn't know also that they didn't have the permits not to do such a thing. But honey, Sheree had her whole block or residence area shut down in a sense because she was having like this was some grand, I don't know, like you was going to like a outdoor event and they made special preparations and had special permits for you to do certain things of this type of caliber. But she just acting like she had her own 100, 700 square footage um state of acres land somewhere. And then she had this big old house sitting in the middle. And you had to go at least 20 minutes to get to the house. No, well, no, not 20 minutes, probably 5 minutes to get to the house because it was just so far back on all of this humongous property you had as far as land. But it wasn't like that. I was like, Sheree, you on a bus line and you gonna sit down and shut down all got a spotlight flashing on her house. Like, girl, too much. And her what do you call it? neighbors definitely complained on her and reported her, and that's how she ended up in the court of law, trying to say why she had all those people at her residence when she knew she didn't have the permit for occupancy. And then if you didn't peep game, which I did, I'm like, okay, so that's why she didn't have her refrigerator, her stove, and but you could have had a dishwasher, I guess. But just the refrigerator and the stove, I could see because you with the stove, you need electricity. You need not electricity, but you need the gas man to come out, and Georgia Power. Once she had the power fixtures, but the gas and all that, you could heat that up because it probably wasn't suitable for you to have that quite yet being operable because you have to have electricity to be able to do certain things in the house to prepare the house to become livable. So I could see her getting, the electricity and the lights there, but not occupancy to start up no gas and this, that, and the third. So that was a hot mess. It really was. So Teresa had all her friends and family members and associates in something that could have been tearing down from the floor up, from the top of that roof to the, caving in the floors. And she knows she would have been sued majorly. But when you're being as fake and fraudulent as the Housewives of Atlanta and many other reality shows, you're going to do what you do to make people tune in and actually, want to see what you have to display. But that, like I said, that was a hot, hot mess. And I ain't really have nothing else to say about her because I could just pick and choose different parts of scenes they were showing us. They just seemed like it was just a pop up. Something they just put together for a quick hot minute, have that footage shown and then just move on. Because we definitely saw the basement was definitely not finished at all. Because what's her name? Kenya and Kandi called themselves going down there with the cameras, of course, showing all this unfinished stuff, which it's not unheard of to have an unfinished basement because some people contractors leave it like that. If you want them to finish it, it's going to cost more money. But if you don't, you want to do the work, later on, your sales, you can do that because it's really just probably drywall you have to put up, sheetrock and stuff like that. Not no real major stuff that's going to cause it to be an unlivable state. But it's just I guess they had more what do you call it, property, not property, but they had built so much of the house to where they didn't want to go no further with it because maybe it would have increased the house sale and that buyer didn't want to do it for that cost or whatnot. Who knows? I don't know why they do what they do. Uh, but is what it is. Okay. So that was pretty much it. And then the other scene that I liked was with Phaedra trying to be fraudulently with Kandi when Kandi really pretty much asked her, did you have anything to do with Johnnie trying to sue me? It's all right. First, I can't discuss that. That's private confidentiality. I'm like, but you're gonna have him on the show, showing your face, going to a lawyer that by being in the field, and you probably done researched anyway. And I'm trying to figure out, is that the same man that I think you have a funeral business with? So I'm like, what are y'all doing together? Are y'all supposed to be in these type of relationships? Is that a conflict of interest? I don't know. Maybe somebody tell me about that. But I just assumed that wasn't straight either. But anyway, go on and say it's been like 2 or 3 times they showed them talking to Oscar at this law firm that handles wage or employment discrepancies with employees and employers having a dispute on wage compensation or whatnot. So he quickly told Johnnie, out of all the research he did on the case, that Johnnie was really hoping for was for them to go after Kandi legally for monies owed to him for some what do you call it? Since he didn't have anything written on paper, it was just like a hearsay, a he say, she say type of situation. Because he really wanted them to get money for Kandi for her show, A Mother's Love or a play, citing that he gave them that idea, as well as with the restaurant idea that they had stole that from him. but it really wasn't the case. I don't think it was the case because anybody can say throw out ideas, and then if it's not written down, it's hard to say you stole that from that person. So a good idea is left not said until the proper documents have been filed, all I's dotted and all T's crossed before you say, I have this type of venture business deal I want to introduce to, you, and would you be kind enough to, you know, go along with me in this venture by sporting up half the money up front, and I pay the last at the end or whatnot. It'll be a 50-50 partnership or 70-30, however we see it. But the law office had to deem that they could not foresee any legal uh, compensation coming out of that would be beneficial for their company to represent Johnnie on those aspects. But they did say that he had a legal claim when it came to wage misplacement, or his wage claim of not being paid the proper monies for the time that he spent out doing the services for Candy Coated Nights or whatever that show she has, or any other ventures he may have entered with her where he was doing a lot more labor work for her than actual having ideas that she turned into something else for her gain and not his. So I was like, oh, okay. So they're going to do him like that. So I was like, poor Johnny. Oh, but anyway, you need your money. Get your money however you see fit. If Phaedra had to be somewhere on there by doing dirt to Candy and wanting her to pay out the pocket, then it's so be it. But it didn't turn out the way Phaedra wanted Candy to get hit. But shame on Candy if she did not pay him appropriately and he did work all those extra hours. And I think she should definitely demote Don Juan for not being on top of that game as well, because I'm sure he's HR as well as everything else when it comes to, finding people to do certain things for Candace's businesses. So yes, he should be hit in the pocket as well, because I'm sure you pay him a pretty penny to handle your coins and making sure shit is straight. But anyway, we move on from that scene because, like I said, it was just too much there, or not enough there to be even trying to talk about. We have Dwight Eubanks come to escort Phaedra to Sheree's party. I'm like, oh, a bling from the past. I'm like, he looking old, y'all. And he's not aging that well either. And then he look like he's shoe footing him. He ain't got no swag to him no more. I'm like, is his health well? Is his health good? What's going on with Dwight? And then other scene I'm gonna talk about, which I thought was appalling, but that's just how Kim Zolciak get down. She don't worry about nobody but herself and her family's well being, and that's just where it is. She don't really care, pretty much. But she comes into Sheree's chateau and she's like oohing and ahhing and this, that, and the third, and she walks right past Candy. I'm like, ain't nowhere in the world you can walk in somebody's house as big as that shit is, just be looking at, where they're taking you, and you're not paying attention to the people that's facing you as you're walking down the corridor. And Candy was sitting up there like, white on rice. How you gonna just pass her? Child, she was just looking for Sheree to tell her this, that, and that. 'Cause, Kim ain't gonna stay around black folks too long. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she's a down low racist or undercover racist, I should say, or what. But she ain't saying you can work for her. She could be telling you how to do this, that, and the third. But just you being her main chick, no. Kim is just, to me, she's just a racist. I really believe that's what she is, and it just is what it is. You can't take it out of her. But anyway, she walked right past Candy, and then Candy, eventually goes around her and say, "Oh, hey," and I ain't know it had been 5 years. And then hell, they both live in Atlanta. And if Kim wanted to be in the music industry still, I'm sure you would have thought she would have touched bases, but I guess she still get money from that tardy for the party and anything else, because she tried to sucker Candy out of, which Candy went on and gave her what she was asking. But I'm sure if they are playing that in clubs somewhere, she's still getting residual money for that as well. So I can see that relationship going sour. But Candy cried too much for me. She needs to grow. Riley need to mature a lot more. But like I said, I don't want to see Riley on TV no more. She needs to stay off TV. get her own show. And she grown and mature, she can handle it and speak and ask the questions she wants to be, answering. But Candace, like, she cried too much. I'm tired of her. I'm like, that's not a good look. You too old to be sitting up and crying and being that emotional. Hell, emotions. We want to put your hands on somebody. You need to say, okay, hold me back, cause I'm finna take flight on her ass. Whatever, or his ass, whichever you feel like you need to correct. Um, Even though we're gonna probably assault charge, you're gonna be paying out the bazooka too. But that's why I said Todd need to be there to catch your ass or somebody be able to catch you so you don't fly off the handle. But this crying stuff, we gotta stop. It's not a good look. I've never liked it on you. It's just too much. Get it together, Kandi. Get it together. But yeah, I thought that was real ugly. Kim Zolciak to have spent so much time with Kandi, and just gave me an excuse, not excuse, but the look that she was just using Kandi all along to get what she wanted, and that was to get into the entertainment business. But Kim can't sing, Kim can't rap, Kim can't dance. That's the only thing Kim do is look pretty, sit down somewhere. That's it. Okay, and have babies if you want to. But yeah, that was all I had for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was just like, I can't wait till the reunion. Maybe they'll beef it up some. But like I said, it was a very good look between what's his name, Block and Kandi. I wish they would have, could have, should have been able to, I don't know, have forced a family. But he seemed like he, it's a strong woman got to be by him. And I don't think Kandi is that strong of a woman that what he needs. But I could see them definitely as a family if it had worked out that way. Wasn't too far from it. Hush! But it is what it is. Those were just my two favorite scenes with the block and Kandi and Riley restaurant scene. And got dog that damn Kim walking past Kandi like she didn't even know her. And that Johnnie Watson scene when he thought he was gonna get paid off of Candy's assets. That was funny. And Paige was gonna sit there and see it all happen. That shit backfired on their asses. But those were my good 3 points. I know I took a while trying to talk about it. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll see y'all for next episode. I guess it'll be the first part of the reunion since it's a 4-part. They better come up something, serving something, at least 30 good minutes of it, and the other 30 just fluff. But other than that, I'll check y'all out. Peace and blessings to you all. And check out my channel once again for other videos and commentary that I go over. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And please like and share my videos to the world, to the masses. Okay, globally. Bye, y'all.